Hello everybody, I'm Tantua Ebidein Diana, hashtag I am light, and today is Vlogmas day 7. Day 7. Okay, and today we're going to be talking about moisture protein balance. What is protein moisture balance? Our hair is made up of protein and moisture in the sense that like a little bit of water, just like our bodies, water, oils like omega oils, and it's made up of proteins, keratin, amino acids, and the rest. And when these things are not balanced, it's going to have an adverse effect, or it's going to have like a bad effect on you, on your hair. Okay, so just like for example, if you're always eating exactly the same food every day, let's say rice and stew and meat every day, you're going to get tired of it, number one, and your body is going to like be losing some other micronutrients, macronutrients. Does it make sense? So your body is going to be malnourished and unbalanced. So that's like an unbalanced diet if you're eating one food every time. And then for us as natural hair girls, most of our natural hair products have moisture, are like softening, nourishing, moisturizing. Most of them have moisture, and then now you want to shift to like checking products that have protein. But then before you do that, you have to know what you want. So first of all, knowing what you want depends on your hair texture, which goes like your hair elasticity and then your hair porosity. Now, the first one is hair texture. Your hair texture is all about your hair elasticity. Sometimes you hold your hair, let's say you hold hair that is of this amount of length, and then you try to stretch it. If it stretches, and then it breaks off, just know that okay, it has a good elasticity. But then if it stretches and it keeps on stretching like a lot more before it breaks off, then you know that the elasticity of your hair is too much. And then if your hair, you hold it like this and you try to stretch it and it is hard to stretch, you know that your elasticity is poor. Now, what does this poor or good or medium elasticity mean? It means that when your hair is having a poor elasticity and it doesn't want to stretch, it means that the moisture in your hair is not balanced, it's not enough. And then when your hair stretches too much, it means that the moisture in your hair is too much. So what do you do about this now? Like about this information? First of all, before we go to what we can do to adjust our hair moisture balance, I want to give an example or examples of how your hair would feel when you have moisture overload and how your hair will feel when you have protein overload. Okay, so now when you have moisture overload, your hair is going to feel frizzy, your hair is not going to be holding on to oils, so your hair is not going to feel moisturized. It's going to be wet, but it does not feel moisturized. It's going to have a lot of friction. Your hair is also going to be breaking. Okay, and that's the bad part about the two of them. Now on protein overload area also, your hair is also going to be breaking. Your hair is going to be dry. It's not going to have enough moisture. Your hair is going to be feeling too hard. Like you don't want any of the both. Okay, so now the next thing that I'm going to be saying is the solution. That is what we are doing with this information that we have now. That is what we are doing with this information that we have now. So first of all, when you have moisture overload, what you have to do is that you incorporate protein into your hair. But first of all, if your hair is wet, for example, you wash your hair and you kept your hair washed or damp in a towel for about 3 hours and your hair now has moisture overload, or for example, your wash time was very long, you were in the bathroom for an hour or more or something, what you need to do first of all is to get water out of your hair. The first thing you need to do is to either use a towel and like damp your hair, or preferably even you use a hair dryer, but then you make sure that the heat is at the minimum heat, that's like the lowest wavelength, and then you dry your hair. first of all, when you're done drying your hair like that, then you use a protein treatment. So now, going to protein treatment, there are different protein treatments for different hairs. If you have high porosity hair, you need a strong protein treatment. If you have low porosity hair, you need a mild protein treatment. So what am I trying to say? If you have high porosity hair, there are products that are like Afro-G, and you also need hydrolyzed proteins. Those are proteins that get into your hair. So any product that you see that has hydrolyzed proteins in it is a very good protein treatment. And then for low porosity hair like me, you need a mild protein treatment. Okay, so an example of a mild protein treatment is this Originals hair. I'm going to put it here. I forgot it. I said it in that other video the other day and I've forgotten the name. Original hair mayonnaise. Hair mayonnaise. Originals hair mayonnaise. So that is a very good protein treatment for your hair. Especially, I don't think any hair type or any hair porosity type needs what I'm about to mention, but it is very specific for low porosity hair. For low porosity hair, you don't need all those proteins that don't get into your hair, that don't get delivered to do the work. Inside your hair is rice water. You don't need rice water. You don't need all those eggs. You don't need them. You don't need like henna. You don't need them. What you need is hydrolyzed proteins that get into your hair cuticles. If not, it's going to like mask your hair, and then the outer part of your hair is going to have protein, and it is going to block water and protein from entering into your hair. So your hair will not be strengthened. You get, your hair is just going to be coarse, going to be strong, and then inside will not have moisture and protein, so it will break. Okay, so you think you're doing a protein treatment, but your hair will still keep on breaking. So you need to watch out for hydrolyzed proteins, or you use any of these products. But if you're low porosity, I would advise you do not use Afro-G. It's too strong. Except you have really serious moisture overload. Then now the next thing I want to say is, if you have protein overload, what you need to do is to incorporate more moisture treatments into your hair. And I'm not saying that you should bring more water into your hair. I'm saying moisture treatment. For example, number one, deep conditioners that write softening on the bottles. Softening, not strengthening. Okay, for example, I have this my ORS deep conditioner that I always use. It makes my hair soft. It has olive oil and the rest. So all these things are things that help to incorporate moisture into your hair. So you don't need anything to do with Afro-G, original hair mayonnaise. You don't need, I think maybe hair mayonnaise can work, but I think hair mayonnaise is mostly a protein treatment, and what you need is softening product. You also need to wash your hair. Not wash your hair for so long to give you moisture overload, but washing your hair just helps a lot of water to flood your hair, and like it can drain out or something. So that is the moisture infusion. That's like moisture infusion treatment when you have protein overload. And then this elasticity thing that I was explaining is to tell you that you need to be checking your hair once in a while. Maybe anytime you want to wash your hair, before you wash your hair, like you can get a strand of your hair and then you check. Or maybe if you loosened your hair and your hair broke off, or you had hair shedding, you can take a single strand of that hair that shed, and then you try to adjust the elasticity and see if it is too much if it has too much elasticity, or if it has like low elasticity, and then you know which one to use. So if it has low elasticity, that is protein, and then you need moisture treatment for that wash day. And then if your hair is too elastic, that is moisture overload. When it is too elastic, then you need protein treatment for that. Do you get? For that wash day. I hope that this video was really helpful to you. I'm also going to like put a link to another video that you can watch. I'm going to put it in my description box. Thank you very much everybody for watching. Thank you my 337 subscribers. You guys are the bomb. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Like this video if you got any value from it. Comment down below Christmas tree for the season, or love emoji, or I loved this video, or nice video. It really helps my video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Mwah.